Welcome to the Utah Boat Show at the Adventure Elevated booth. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, the Waydoo EVO Pro that I've been riding the past 2 months and doing a review and experience on has come from Adventure Elevated. They are the dealer for Waydoo in Utah, and they also do lessons and rentals in Midway, Utah, near Heber City at Jordanelle and Deer Creek. And they'll be doing demos, so definitely check them out. Today, I would like to share with you guys the entire EVO line, the Pro, the Max, and the Master, and all of the bags for holding your gear. So this is the Waydoo EVO bag for the Pro, and inside it's like most any other bag. There's a mesh compartment there. I hope that you'll excuse the voiceover and change of music and editing style because I was worried about the copyright music in the background getting louder. So this is the inside of the bag specifically for the EVO Master. And you can see that it includes wheels on the back because the EVO Master is the only size and style of board that does not have the inserts for the mover wheels on the tail of the board, which I'll show later. This is the gear bag for mast, wings, charger, and other things. It has nice stitching on the backpack handles here, so you can wear it like a backpack, which I actually did with all of the gear inside out to the car. It has an extension pocket on the top for the longer mast, which is 36 inches from the top to the bottom of the mast. On the left here, this is a pocket for the stabilizer fin, and also you can put the cables for the charger in there as well, as shown. This is the inverter charger, which you can use to then take your eFoil battery to charge your personal devices or other things on a camping trip, for example. This is the stabilizer fin mount extension, and this can be used to increase the stability of the ride by essentially making a longer fuselage, as shown back there. Back to the bag, we can see the different Velcro straps to hold the motor, drivetrain, and mast inside the bag, and it works really well. Again, as I mentioned, I took it all the way out to the car, and this is the inverter cable there, which I almost forgot to show. This is the EVO Pro bag, so the mid-sized board bag. And you can see it has this flap on the bottom for the mover wheels. So you can have the bag on the board and still use the mover wheels. So a nice little added touch there. This is the handle, just kind of pointing out some of the hardware and stitching just so you can see that up close. And the shoulder strap and the hardware that links that on seems to be pretty robust. And everything looks good there. Again, this is the gear bag here. Has a similar design as what you'll see on the bottom of the EVO Master board. Some good extra stitching on the handles. Supports the weights really nice. Additional straps on the bottom there to support the weight of the motor and mast and everything as you're carrying it on your back. And finally, this is an all-purpose, all-size wing bag. This is the Gliding 1500 wing, and it fits inside with a drawstring. You can see that it's oversized in the width to fit the Voyager 1500 wing, or even the Voyager 1100 wing. The 32-inch carbon mast. I'm sure a lot of you will be excited to see this and allow me to compare. Notice at the top it's very smooth all the way down to the bottom, and it actually narrows at the bottom a little bit. Notice the bolts on either side of the attachment to the motor and the distance from the foot of the mast, and we're going to compare that to the aluminum masts, which are the same width all the way from the top to the bottom. Also at the top you'll notice there's a bit of a lip, and at the bottom, so it doesn't have that smooth transition. And again, look at those bolts, how close they are to the foot of the mast compared to what we saw at the bottom of the carbon mast, where those bolts are further apart. So you can see that slight narrowing down at the bottom, less wide at the bottom than at the top. Also take a look at the Elite motor. It's still 6,000 watts like the performance motor, but it's got a shinier look from the tail to the nose. This is the Surfing Tail 322 in carbon. It is stiffer and more responsive than that of the Gliding 320 tail of the same shape. However, it is more of a plastic composite material, and you can see it has much more flex. Now let's compare the front wings. This is the Voyager 1100 wing, similar to the racing wing of the previous Flyer 1, but different. This is the Voyager 1500 wing, the same shape as the previous Explorer wing on the Flyer 1. You'll notice a flashing glow on the wing. That is from the LED lights of the mast. And this is the Gliding 1500 wing. So the numbers are a designation of the surface area in centimeters squared. There is an array of LED lights on either side of the short and long aluminum mast that can be turned on or off with different pulsing and blinking patterns, as well as every color of the rainbow. However, there are no LEDs on the carbon mast, but the ultrasonic flight assist sensors are indeed on the bottom of the master carbon board. This is the EVO jet, the same exact jet as what you'll find on the Flyer 1, but a different attachment. Here we have the mover wheels and how they attach. These are a wider set for the EVO Max, and then there is a narrower set to bolt into the more narrow Flyer EVO Pro. There are no wheels insert on the back of the Flyer EVO Master. However, there are wheels on the bag for the EVO Master as shown in the beginning of the video. Every single one of the boards do have this reinforced grab handle point, which can also be used to attach the accessorized scooter handle, which we did not have available to show. Here is a closer look at the locks and terminals and connections at the top of the battery bay. Also, these black prongs that stick up are just springs to help you remove the battery. Another lock is at the bottom of the bay, as shown here, and here's a demonstration on how that works and locks the battery in. On the battery, there is a nice screen which has a few different menus, and I thought I would just take the time to show you one cool little feature that you can actually flip the screen 180 degrees, depending on, looking down at the screen and how you would prefer to look at it. Here is a comparison of the 75-liter Master to the 90-liter Pro. The Master is just a little bit smaller all the way around. And a little comparison of the cavity of the hand grip. You can see that it's smoother inside that of the carbon 75-liter, as well as the battery chamber too. It was actually a little bit easier to install the battery into the carbon board because of the chamber being more perfect. And finally, a little look at this battery box here. Inside are instructions for use, including some plastic bags to fill with water. Just an extra peace of mind for those who want that for storage of their battery. Using my bathroom scale, which measures to 1/2 pound and has an accuracy or no more deviance than a full pound from my doing this beforehand, we're going to weigh the Waydoo Flyer EVO Pro Plus and the Waydoo Flyer EVO Master Plus. So both of these boards have the ultrasonic sensors in the bottom of the nose for the flight assist technology. Only the Waydoo EVO Pro without the Plus, so the Plus designates that it has the sensor, does not have the sensor, which based on the information on the brochure is technically the lightest board, only by maybe 1 pound. So that equipment for the ultrasonic sensor adds only 1 pound. First we're going to weigh myself, and then we're going to weigh myself with the board, because that's the most accurate way of doing things with the bathroom scale. So 163.5 plus the board is 186.5, which is 22 pounds. Now we're going to clear it again, and we're going to get the Master, 186.5. Stepping off again, clearing it, I am 163.5. So both boards are roughly the exact same weight of 22 pounds. Give or take a half, no more than 1 pound with the accuracy of my scale. So So if you were expecting the Master to be lighter because it was carbon fiber, it will not be any lighter. However, all of that weight is now confined into a smaller, narrower, shorter package. So the feel of the swing weight will be less. Those who are more advanced riders will feel the lower swing weight, but do know that you will not be getting a lighter board. It is roughly the same weight. If you're looking for the lightest board possible, then you should get the EVO Pro, not the Plus, and it will be about 1 pound lighter, but it'll be the same length and size and liters as the EVO Pro Plus, 90 liters versus the 75 liters of the EVO Master. And as you can see, I've been shooting this from home, so I will be testing the Waydoo EVO Master Plus 75 liters next. So let's weigh the battery. This is the larger 45 amp hour battery. Let's put me to test first. 163.5. We'll pick up the battery, clear it again, step on it again, and we have 201.5. The battery is 38 pounds. So if you would like to lower that weight, you can lower it by about 4 pounds and get the standard battery at 36 amp hour battery. And in comparison to the previous Waydoo Flyer 1, the battery, which there was only one choice for that one, weighed about 32 pounds and was a 32.5 amp hour battery. These weights and specs of all components of the Waydoo Flyer EVO can be found on the Waydoo Flyer EVO brochure on the waydootech.com website. You can go to their eFoils from the menu or scroll down until you find any picture of the EVO, and then scroll down again and you will find the brochure pinned here. Download the EVO Pro brochure, 13 megabytes, and then you can check that out. And again, the weights and specs measurements of every component is available. However, I did discover that the weights of the 3 different motors is not in the brochure, but I did send Waydoo a message and asked the weights for those, and I will have those in a pinned comment in the comment section of this video. Because sometimes I geek out over details, I wanted to see exactly what was being considered for the length of the mast. Using a tape measure, I measured from the bottom of the board to the bottom of the attached motor to the mast to figure out the total length. The 27-inch mast is actually 28 inches from the bottom of the board to the bottom of the motor. Likewise, the 31-inch mast is 32 inches to the bottom of the motor, and 36 inches to the bottom of the motor of the 35-inch mast, making it what I think is the longest or deepest mast available for any eFoil. I would like to share one last thing that I learned from my experience at the Utah Boat Show. Because of the modularity of the Waydoo EVO ecosystem, you can have your preferred dealer customize an eFoil package tailored to your needs and circumstances. And using the Adventure Elevated website for an example, going to the menu at the top here, Shop eFoils, caret down, build your perfect eFoil. And so there are all of the various parts of the boards and the masts and the wings and the motors to help you select part by part how you would like your eFoil built. And for the most part, the price is going to end up roughly the same as any of the pre-built packages, except when you are working with any of the carbon components, specifically the mast and the board of the Master. It's going to be cheaper to buy the Master package, as everything is fully upgraded in that package, versus trying to build it. And you can kind of play around with this on the Adventure Elevated website to kind of get an idea of how that would work and the prices. For example, you can buy the Master package and then buy the EPP foam board by itself to simply swap out the board for when someone other than yourself is using it. I might be biased, but these are the best stickers from the Utah Boat Show. A Phil Lake Powell sticker from friends at Blue Ribbon Coalition and Powell Heads. Both of my eFoil Lake Powell sticker designs. Hopefully I might make those available later. And of course, Adventure Elevated. Be sure to check them out and live life to the foilist.